Hey there, guys and gals. Melodic Symphony here, and today we're going to be playing some more of Roommates. Okay, so let's do it. I'm not sure if there's anything this week. Like, my memory of the game gets super fuzzy after, like, week 12. Not the best, not the worst. Do I even have anything this week? Is 13 the week that doesn't have... Okay, there we go. So, is this like the farm you worked for when you were younger? Well, not in the slightest. It's pretty fun, though. And you're really not bothered by the experiments here? Well, a few of them are annoying ones, but overall I know they're reaching for a truly grand goal. Oh. Well, that's a dangerous one. Oh. That's the obvious choice, right? That's the obvious choice, right? Like, that's exactly how you do it. Because I feel like this is going to turn into some weird, like, double entendre or something, and, like, he's going to mention eating them, and that's not what you need. That one? Would you be okay with animal experimentation if it wasn't cruel? Well, I've yet to see someone pull that off, but I guess in the hypothetical, if it could be done with the animal's full permission and without any pain, maybe. You just really love animals, huh? Well, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Like, that seemed... like, I'm looking on the guide here, and I'm going to actually be completely honest with you. It doesn't say anything on the guide here. It doesn't mention anything about today, week 13, Tuesday. It mentions nothing about this choice. So, okay. I was genuinely confused, so I looked over real quick, and it mentions nothing. Well, another day, another dollar. I've barely got the door open when I hear yelling from upstairs. Well, what did you expect was going to happen? You know the rules, Sally. Well, crap. I hope it isn't what I think it is. Come on, Dominic. Maybe I should get up there. Sally's gonna need backup. I close the door behind me and run upstairs. It looks like everyone else was home too, as they're all watching the scene in the hall. Dominic is yelling at poor Sally while she clings to Vegemite. No, Sally, you know the rules. I walked you through them just like I walked everyone else through them. No pets allowed. It's rule number 2 for crying out loud. Well, yeah, but it's because we've never broken a rule before. Well, that's not helping your case, Sally. So what, you're just going to kick me out of the house? Because I don't want to see a poor puppy freeze on the street? One way or another, that dog is leaving this house, Sally. If you want to go with him, I'm not going to stop you. Oh, don't blow a gasket, douche-nick. What's the big deal here anyway? Well, both Sally and Dominic seem surprised to see me standing at the top of the stairs. Stay out of this, Max. It's a violation. I have to deal with this as Latin House's RA. Well, by now, Sally is just flat out crying, and the others leave their rooms. Isabella gives me a nod hello and then just leans towards my ear. Poor Sally. Dominic came home early and just caught her bringing Vegemite back from his walk. No way to back out of it now. I just nod to Isabella as Dominic continues to chew out Sally. I can't believe you'd be so irresponsible, not to mention so inconsiderate to your fellow housemates. Did you ever take their feelings into account when you decided to bring that dog in here? What if they were allergic? Actually, I'm not allergic at all. Anyone else? Everyone else just shakes their head while Dominic frowns. Regardless, what about the mess, Or the disturbance to your studying? Well, I don't think Vegemite's ever disturbed my studying. You guys? We all shake our head no. I know what you're trying to do here, and it's not going to work. Damn it, she broke the rule. The dog's got to go. Oh, please, douche-nick. We all know you never report this infraction. You don't want the mark on your record. So true. You two delinquents, shut it. I know you knew about this violation and didn't report it, so don't you think you're not on my watch list? Well, Sally's actually a very responsible pet owner, Dominic. Don't you feel don't you feel like you're being a little bit hard on her? I'm sorry. Ah, God, I had something in my throat. Oh, God. I'm sorry. But these are the rules. What am I supposed to tell the housing committee? Oh, sorry. I thought that rule was just a suggestion. Well, I do not believe it is strictly necessary that you inform the housing committee. He's right. Nobody says you have to tell him. Oh, they're right. You can just keep this under wraps, you know? It's not like we're going to go blabbing about it. Again, I've mentioned this every time, and I'll keep mentioning it until the day I die. Never threaten to leave. If you're in Max's situation where the guy who you need to convince hates you and whatever the thing needs to leave, that's a double plus for him. Promise to help Sally take care of the puppy. Well, I give Sally my best I got this smile, and no way am I going to let Douchenick get away with this. You know, this is bullshit, and you know it, Douchenick. We've all had alcohol, we've partied late, and I can't think of a single rule on any stupid list we haven't broken. Seriously, we've committed crimes, so let's just keep doing it. It is not a defense. Why would you think it is? It's not a federal prison, Dominic. It's a dorm. We're college kids. We're practically required to break the rules. Not me. Fine. You're so worried about it disturbing our studying and leaving a mess, I volunteer to make sure that doesn't happen. What? No, that's not the point. I can take care of Vegemite just fine. Thank you very much. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I'll make sure he stays out of trouble while you study. Come on, Dom. You already know my grades are a waste. And that way, you have nothing to be concerned about. Well, that should rather neatly answer your concerns, Dominic. Listen, you're not 6, and you don't keep him just because you promised to take him on walkies every day. He's not allowed. Well, oh yes, if Max keeps an extra eye on him, then it shouldn't be a problem at all. It would be useful to have an extra set of eyes on him. Yes, I think that fixes everything, Max. Listen to me! Everyone in the room just turns to glare at Dominic, and I'd laugh if it weren't supposed to be a serious moment. You know what? Fine. Do what you want. What am I? I'm just the RA. Who even cares? Well, and everyone, Dominic, lets out a cheer at that one. I mean, I don't need a college education. When they kick me out, I'm sure I'll find a very nice bridge to die under. Oh, stop being such a drama queen. We all laugh as Sally puts Vegemite down on the carpet, and we'll finally let him explore the house as freely as he wants. What am I now? I'm just a student. I can find a nice bridge to die under. I don't know why, but the terminology, like, I'll find a nice bridge to die under is kind of... It's very strange. Wait. We're doing what? You called everyone together, right? Well, yeah, they're going to be down at the Landers building. But none of us knew what this was about. You didn't tell us we were having some stupid battle of bands. I grabbed us some tickets the day after we went shopping for Valentine's. Why, you didn't tell me you gotten them? I don't tell you when I take a dump either, yet it happens all the same. This is why I write the lyrics. Fine, come on, let's go. Hang on, have you seen my car keys? Are you kidding me? I assume I have to play this. No, Battle of the Bands is an Isabella-only event. Yes, it's an Isabella-only event, if I remember right, because the only one stats it affects are Isabella, and it's not a critical one for Sally. Do I look like I'm kidding? I put them down here somewhere, and now I can't find them. You're the worst person in the world. I want you to know that. I can't believe I lost the keys to my van. Memphis and I turned the house upside down looking for them, and by the time we find them clanking around in the washing machine downstairs, it's already way too late to make any kind of impression. Memphis calls the rest of the band while glaring daggers at me. Oh, I'm definitely gonna pay for this later. I think that's interesting. That event only affects Isabella, and while it's a critical event for Isabella, it doesn't harm you if you don't do it. And a lot of the events, like, if you don't do them, they harm you. Like, they really do harm you. And it's obvious they harm you. But it seems like that one was really different. It's just a shame that, like, the one person it applies to, it's basically the most critical moment of her story. And you actually can't get her good ending without it. Like, you genuinely cannot get a good ending with her without it. And it's kind of funny. I don't know why. Is the rest of this week going to be empty? Come on. No, come on, go faster. Go faster. Come on. Okay, well, I guess that answered my question. It's not a very long time at all. What happens week 14? I think week 14 is when Anne starts thinking about her party, I think. Um, you know what? You know what? I'm doing another one. Let's just do it. Okay. So I'm going to quickly save. We're doing another one. I would love to tell you what I learned in that class, but that would be implying I learned something. I love the sassy remarks. Oh. Come on, Max. I want you to see this. I'm coming. I just chuckle as we move through the trees. Rakesh just looks so excited. I guess it's rubbing off. Rakesh had come to get me almost the second I'd left class, and it was about time for lunch, though, so I had about an hour. He led me to a park without saying much else, and just said he was happy I was free for a bit. Finally, we hit a clearing, and as I watched him spread his arms very theatrically, on the ground is a rather elaborate and incredibly well put together picnic lunch. Holy cow! You set this all up? Well, I may have purchased a few things in the basket, but otherwise... Well, dang. I wish I'd known, Rakesh. I wouldn't have made lunch plans. Rakesh's face falls terribly. I feel bad. This was such a surprise. I understand, Max. I am so sorry. Really. It's okay. Go on. I do not wish to interrupt your plans. I just wanted your opinion on the setup anyways. Oh, in that case, bro, it's great. You're sure to impress. I wave goodbye as I make my way back to the campus. Rakesh seems pleased at my praise. What? You better not have said what I think you just said. Oh, I was trying to get an early night, but Isabella's screaming snapped me awake. Last I remember, she was supposed to be hanging out with Chad tonight, and I guess their date had been pretty well. Maybe we all got lucky and Chad finally did something stupid enough to get kicked to the curb. And a quick look at my clock shows it's pretty late, and I wonder if I should see what's going on. Isabella's calmed down a little bit, so I can't really make out what they're saying from here. I'm going to skip it. I always feel so bad in this one because when you catch her the next morning, she didn't have a chance to vent and she didn't have a chance to talk. So she's just like so distressed. Then again, it would feel a lot like I'm snooping in on her personal business. I should probably leave them alone to work out their issues. I put my head back down and tried to cover my ears with the pillow. A few minutes later, I could hear a thumping noise as somebody large went down the stairs and out the door. After that, things were quiet again and I could get back to sleep. The next morning, I ran into Isabella at the dining room table, slowly eating breakfast. She looked awful. Like she'd been crying all night. Are you okay? It's fine, Max. Are things okay with Chad? I'll thank you not to mention the name of that asshole again. I quickly throw my hands up defensively and just back my way into the kitchen. I guess things didn't go so great after last night after all. I may have wanted Chad out, but I didn't want Isabella hurt so bad. And that specifically is one of my least favorite things that I have to pick between, because like, yes, I can do this extra thing even though I don't need to, but it's like, I always kind of feel like a jerk for doing it because like you could talk to her and help her work through it. But at the same time, it's like, that's a lot of text for something that's not even remotely related to the story of Max and Sally. I don't know. I just think that maybe it's just one of those things that, I don't know. I think there's an event on either Friday or Saturday. Yep, okay. Everyone's covered in green today. Heck, everything is. Except me, but that's okay. Don't get me wrong. I love St. Paddy's Day. And if you're going to make up a holiday for getting drunk is about as good as it gets. But you know the old rules. If you're not wearing green and you get a pinch... Well, that's right. If you're not green, you get a pinch. And nothing invites ladies to get a little touchy-feely like an excuse to give a cute guy a pinch. I've already got a few cute co-eds eager to pinch the non-believer. At any rate, I'm sure the folks at Latin House are planning some kind of big blowout bash, regardless of Dominic's desires, of course. I've been in my room for the last few hours, wondering if I wanted to try to sneak out before it gets started. I could probably find a party way hotter than what Douchnik would let us throw, but nah, it's always better getting drunk with friends. I'm sure we can drink Dominic under a table, and then we can have some real fun. I spend the next hour or so going through my special hidden stash. Hopefully we've got some green food coloring or something. And if I'm not heading out to the wild parties, I may as well make a party here as wild as possible. And when I hear the knock on my door, I'm ready for whatever the night holds. Now, 1 second. Ow. I just pinched my finger in my desk. Ow. Hey, Max. Isabella says she's got a whole slew of games for us tonight, so you should get your ass in gear before I drink all the good booze. Given how mopey Isabella's been since she broke up with Chad, I'm surprised she's this invested in St. Patty's Day. Maybe she's just using the party as an excuse to get over her ex-boyfriend. I follow Rakesh down the stairs when I see the crew's been busy. There are cards laid out, green beer, some kind of green punch in a giant bowl. So, what's the proof in that punch, Isabella? It'll put your hair on your chest, then knock those hairs out and grow all new, stronger super hairs. Sounds like my kind of drink. I reach up a hand and high-five Isabella while going to get a glass of punch. And just for good measure, I slip a bit of the concoction I was working on earlier in my room in there. I can see Anne eyeing me from across the room. I just give her a wink, and she just shakes her head. One step later, and I swear my vision went blurry for a second. Oh, yeah, this is the good stuff. Hey, where's Dominic? I'm surprised he let you get away with this. Isabella just grins and points over to the study nook. Sitting there, tied at the wrists and ankles, wearing a blindfold and a gag, is Dominic. Hanging around his neck is a sign that simply says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." And oh boy, I can almost see the frown deepen as he hears me guffawing at his predicament. No, this is perfect, see? This way he has a plausible deniability if anyone finds out about the party. Not his fault. He was tied up by desperados. Everyone laughs at that. Everyone except Dominic. Enough of this small talk. Tonight we test the luck of the Irish. Wait, which one of us is Irish? Quite you. First, pin the shamrock on the leprechaun. I don't know if that's a real game. I'm going to go ahead and say no. The alcohol starts flowing early and freely. I just butchered that. And I take all I can get. I don't know how we did it, but somehow between Isabella's punch and my own concoction, we've made some of the tastiest liquor I've ever had. Luckily, Isabella's games begin to take progressively less skill and progressively more drinking. We play a bunch of different silly party games with drunken penalties. Heck, Isabella even got her hands on a snake-shaped piñata. When we finally managed to drunkenly beat it open, it was full of Jell-O shots in little plastic cups. Turns out, Rakesh had actually made it special. And finally, after a while, we were all sitting on the floor around the study nook. Dominic continued struggling to get out of his bindings as we started playing a simple game of truth or dare. Okay, I choose Sally. Okay, dare. Oh, you should let out the loudest belch you can. What? That's gross, Rakesh. I get progressively worse at doing drunk impressions the more tired I am, so don't expect this to be good. Too bad you have chosen to be daring. Sally takes a drink of the punch and weaving in place a little bit before taking a deep breath and letting out the smallest burp any of us have ever heard. Everyone laughs as Sally turns bright red. I can't just burp on command. Shut it. Whatever, it's my turn now, so shut up. Sally just turns towards me with a wicked look in her eyes. Okay, Max, truth or dare? Let's see. Truth. All right, dare. I don't want either. Let's see. Truth. I just imagine him already stumbling over his words. Let's see. Truth. What do you want to know, gorgeous? Oh, gorgeous, am I? All right, answer me this. Do you actually like Vegemite, or are you just putting up with him? Well, of course I like him. I'm surprised you'd ask. I may not be a big pet owner, but that doesn't mean I don't love your pup. I can't believe she thought I might not like her dog. He's a perfectly nice dog. Looking at her now, I can tell she was really nervous about it. Well, at least I'm glad I could put her mind at ease. All right, nice one, Max. She doesn't look drunk anymore, so I'm really confused. And she doesn't have that drunk lisp in her text anymore, so I don't know. Your turn now. Finally. Okay, I choose Isabella. We continue around the circle like that for another few hours. In the morning, I wake up in my own bed, feeling like death is trying out a new drum solo behind my sinuses. Ugh, I can only vaguely remember making my way back upstairs, but everyone feels fuzzy. I walk downstairs toward the kitchen for a bit of water, only to find everyone else standing at the bottom of the stairs. I go down to them and look in the same direction, and my jaw hits the floor. Oh, don't tell me. We never... Sitting in the chair in the study, silently fuming, Dominic waits to be untied. Not it! Luckily, when it was all over, Rakesh lost the rock, paper, scissors contest. The rest of us were well on our way to Isabella's cafe for some morning coffee before Dominic finally got set free. Yes, that's why I need your help, Max. I cannot paint all these flowers by myself in one night. You probably shouldn't be painting those flowers at all, you know. They're in a park, Rakesh. Isn't that, illegal? I am merely positive that it would be viewed as a public service. Oh, what the hell. Let's go. Perfect. You'll want this domino mask. Where would you even get one of these? I'm really not sure how he talked me into wearing a mask, but 4 hours later, Did I not get a choice? Oh, no, I didn't even get a choice. I'm not really sure how he talked me into wearing a mask, but 4 hours later, every flower in the park is painted with some virulent striped pattern. It's actually pretty cool looking, and hell, I'm always up for a little mayhem. The next morning, the park is mentioned in the news. There was a lot of laughter, and I was mostly just glad the police weren't looking too hard into it. Luckily, the paint came off easily and wasn't actually harmful to the plants. All right, now I'm looking at this thing, and it seems quite weird because I'm looking at this spoiler-free walkthrough. And I need to get more specific because I actually think I may have messed up on a different character. But apparently, for Isabella and Max, of course, there is no way to make them stay together. There is literally no way to make them stay together, unfortunately. Let me just double check that real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back. So after looking at it for a bit, sorry if it's like suddenly an interruption, but after looking at it for a bit, it seems like this person who had posted a bunch of conversational chats about it, this is actually for Anne's ending and his ending, which seem to be extremely complicated, and it doesn't entirely make sense to me, but I feel like I can get it. So basically what it's saying is, of course, for any character, if you just fulfill the stat requirements, the skill requirements, sorry, you will just get a good ending. And you will get the basic endings, but the couple will break up in the epilogue. And you need the 2 stats above 600 in order to achieve the good endings, but you still need to meet the basic criteria. And it seems like I'm doing the good endings on all these. I need to double check, but so far it does seem like I'm doing the good endings, so I'll just keep going on from here. If anything pops up and it seems that I did something wrong, I'll let you know. In Isabella's ending, yes, no, Max was supposed to leave Isabella, from what I remember. There wasn't really a way around that. And, yeah, so, because I think even when you went home with her, I think even then you still broke up. I can't remember entirely. It's been a little while since I've done that one. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.